I got this fortune cookie and it said something that really stuck out to me. Um, and it reads, "Do the thing you fear the do the thing you fear, and the death of the fear is certain." What does that really mean? When I put it into perspective for my life, it's just been a constant battle with not exactly fear, but just things I'm not very good at. So whether that's communication, whether that's immediate communication, whether that's being productive, or whether that's just building meaningful relationships. Those are things that I struggle with. Now, is it something that I fear? In some ways, I do kind of fear it, but usually the things that I fear when I take action against them usually no longer exist. So for it to say, do the thing that you fear, and the death of the fear is certain, really speaks volume. And really it makes me reflect on the kind of things that I've accomplished, the kind of things that I failed at, and just different ways to look at it and how it like kind of just how like it affects my life. Fear is inevitable. You running away from your fear isn't going to do anything. Just being present in it is not going to do anything. You have to act on it. That acting on it could be a multitude of different things. It could be taking that first step in that fear and approaching it. And as you're approaching it and approaching it and approaching it, you've already overcome it. Because the longer that you look at something from a distance without moving, the further it's going to seem like it's away. But as you get closer and closer and closer and closer to it, it's not this big menacing thing anymore, or it's not this a thing that you couldn't really understand. Because once you see it face first, I what was I trying to say? Once you see it face like facing it and just doing the thing that you're scared of doing the thing that you fear, that inevitably will be the last day that you fear that thing. Now, I'm not saying you gotta explore all your fears, but it's good to challenge yourself to it, and it's good to know that you can accomplish things that sometimes you're even scared of. Or it's good that you can face things that you might not be able to face in that very moment. But it doesn't mean you don't fight. It doesn't mean that you don't face adversity. It doesn't mean that you just stand still. And that's just kind of something that I've been learning to do better. And and that comes in so many different strides. Whether that's keeping track of my finances, making videos like this, making videos about finance, and all that jazz. It's something that you fear, but then when you've done it, it's like it was nothing. But another thing that you might fear is your future self. Like, you know, every day you have these constant battles with yourself to do things that are productive. To be like, okay, I want to get this done, I want to get that done, I want to get that done. And then on days where you don't do any of the things that you stated you were going to do, you feel like a failure. And instead of fighting that feeling and being like, I'm not a failure, that was just a bad day, you go through these big, long periods of time where you're just not doing anything. And I recently went through that. So it's always good to look at something from the perspective of, okay, this is a challenge for today, but every day that I face this challenge, it's going to get easier and easier and easier and easier until whatever this challenge is no longer a challenge. I need something else. So, what else is there really to say about it? I'll say the quote one more time. Do the thing you fear, and the death of fear is certain. That's all. Thank you for listening.